Have to start again. Um, I'm Jaynee. Welcome to my channel. My channel is Messages from Heaven by Jaynee on YouTube. That's where you are right now. Thank you for being here. And also spiritsbyjaynee at gmail.com. That I was saying that we each have spirits that stay with us from the beginning. They're guides. We can have family members. We do already. We all have this huge group of family, and I mean huge. It's like 1,000 spirits. They look like people when I saw them, and I don't know how to it just looked like this huge group of people, maybe there for something, some affair, but they were they weren't lined up, but they were all bunched up, and it was big, like a small demonstration. I don't know, 100 people. I think would have been bigger, more like 1,000. But anyway, so we have these guides. If you told me 3 years ago about having guides, I would have thought, that's silly. I've learned that actually it's not silly. They're really there. I met one, and I've seen another. The thing is, how do we deal with losing someone we love? I lost my cousin. I grew up with him, and we were very close. I just thought he was the best thing since sliced bread. Really, I really wanted him to be my real big brother, but he wasn't. He was just my idol, and he did so much for me, for my son, for my daughter. He was always wonderful. He was like my brother. And he used to come down to my work. I worked in Center City, Philadelphia, every week and take me out to lunch. And he was brilliant, and I do respect that. Anyway, we all were horribly shocked and upset. He died at 60, and we buried him on his birthday, 61. When that happens, when someone that you're very close to passes to the other side, you have to expect you're going to be really upset for a while and miss them, be thinking about them, and, obsessing. It's just how we're human. That's what we do. Give yourself a break. Don't let anybody tell you that you're still, you're still upset over that. You're still grieving. Yes. There's no time limit on grieving. And you don't have to grieve like that for everybody. You feel the way you feel. I'm older now, and my husband we've married 60 years, and he has kidney disease. He lost a kidney to cancer, and this other kidney is killing him. He's losing, it's going down, and he's going to get, I hope he gets hospice and the things that Medicare does give us. I hope so. It's hard, but it's not the same as losing someone earlier. When you're older, you do expect people, that they're gonna die. My husband is 80, and even though people are dying so much older, he had cancer. He got a 2-year reprieve. His parents and his grandmother are waiting for him, his whole family. It's what happens. If you can't, what we all should do when we lose someone is talk to them. They hear us. They hear us perfectly. They could see us. They become spirits. Okay? When we see them, if they happen to appear, they can look like people. no problem. But it takes a lot of energy. I saw my next door neighbor's aunt many years ago. She appeared to me. She was an apparition. I didn't realize at the time how much energy it must have taken her to be there. All that she wanted was for me to tell my neighbors that she was okay. I think they knew that, but she was concerned and she wanted them to know. She was a friend of my parents, too. They used to all go down the shore, we call it, Atlantic City, and gamble. When the machines, when the I don't think they spent very much, but they had a good time and they really liked it. That generation of mine went down the shore, and it always meant Atlantic City, although my father spent a lot of his time in Wildwood, but my father was a little bit older. He was born in 07, and I don't mean 2007. Anyway, okay. So you may or may not be brokenhearted when you lose your parents. It depends. You can, and you're allowed to be angry at them. It's not, you don't have to forgive anybody. You're not required to do anything. You're not required to make a funeral. You're not required to go to the funeral. You're not required to do anything. I mean, you can't leave your parents' body or whoever's body on the chair in the house. No, you can't do that. Number one, the smell would kill you. They're not there anymore. That's part of what you need to know. They are. Once this body dies, we become spirits. That's what we really are. Okay, we really are not people. If we were just people, it wouldn't matter, but we're not. I'm afraid to say we are eternal, but we are. Okay, but let me leave that, because for skeptics, that's going to sound like, ha, 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 yeah, we're eternal. Mm-hmm, yeah. Okay. All that has to be done when somebody dies is we have to make sure that something can be done with their bodies, with this meat. It can be cremated. I don't understand being buried. I don't get it at all. I don't see the benefit personally. I don't understand. I never understood it at all. Like, why? I mean, why aren't we just disposed of in some other way? I don't mean like just throwing ourselves in the trash or anything like that. I really mean like burned up. That's anything like that. Put in the ground and a tree over us. Something, I don't know. But once that's taken care of, and you don't have a body sitting on the floor or in the bed in the house, essentially, you're done. You don't have to do anything else. There's a lot you can do. Yes, you can honor the person. Yes, you can pray for them. That's fine. I understand they benefit in some way when you pray for them. I don't know how. There tends not to be religion after we pass away. I think we learn that all religions actually come to the same understanding, and that we all are a part of the energy that runs the world. We are important, and we're here on Earth to learn. We're here to learn about how humans are, so that when we cross over, we can help. We are supposed to run on love. In the world, I understand there's only love and hate. Okay, let's go back to the body on the floor. Assuming you want to do something, say some prayers, or have people over and celebrate the person's life, or have a big wake, whatever you want to do to celebrate that person's life or not is fine, whatever it is. If you want to serve some pretzels and with mustard, don't worry about it. Whatever you do is fine. You are not required to do anything. When my husband's father passed away, his uncle came and was complaining to us about the food that we served. That's my answer to him. I didn't like him then, and I still don't like him. Yes. I don't like that kind of stuff where you tell somebody else how to live, especially when somebody just died that they care about. People are nuts. Okay, so the biggest thing, forget it. Whatever you want to do after death is fine. Cremate the person, bury them, whatever you feel, whatever the person wanted, whatever you want to do is fine. Whatever you can afford is fine. But once they're there, once they're gone from here, their earthly body is kaput, you want to talk to them, please. They really like to hear you. Doesn't matter what you talk about. You can talk about the milk delivery and going, you need to go out and buy bread. Whatever you have to say is good. Really. They really, really like it. Because remember, they're not, they're looking in, they're trying to see what's going on. Their time is different. And they want to know, they love you just as much as you love them. They want to know what you're doing. They want to know what you're thinking. Tell them. Just talk to them. Tell them what you're reading, what you're watching on TV. Invite them to come and see it. You won't hear anything back for a long time until you learn that they will be either you'll hear them and it'll sound like you're thinking, but you'll know that doesn't sound like me. Well, you might. You might see butterflies doing weird things, or birds doing weird things, or animals doing weird things, and say, boy, that sounds like Uncle Joe. That's that kind of weird shit. It's just what he did. Yes, it can be. And they can do things. I mean, when my cousin passed away, in order to let us know that he was still here, he threw books and photographs off of the fireplace. They all fell. Then we were in the car, and he used to smoke a lot, and the car filled up with cigarette smoke. All the windows were closed. It was Christmas time, and we're looking at each other, Harry and I, and saying, what is that? It really smells like smoke. Well, it was, and I've had it after that. It was my cousin telling me that he was there, and I've had lots of times. He loved cold cuts. When I went to the delicatessen and I was looking at cold cuts, I started smelling smoke. When I was going out to see my brother out on the other side of the nation, I smelled smoke on the airplane. And there was no smoke on the airplane, but I smelled it. Nobody else did. Whatever your family or your friend, whatever the person who passed away can do, or it's natural for that person to do, he or she will. Oh, here's Tuesday. This is my big girl. Here, let me see if I can get you. Here, Tuesday. Here, what are you doing? All right. Okay, well, she is not trying to pose or anything. She's 15 and a half. She's got cancer, and she's on medication. She's a little bit senile. I think she had a stroke that kind of made her goofy about 2 months ago, and we love her, and she's doing some things that I never thought she would do, but I still love her, and that's okay. She gave us 15 and a half years of joy, of companionship. So, yes, the same thing is true of animals. If you talk to them, they do hear you. They do have souls. I saw people asking if they had souls. Yes, they do. And they are supposed to have guides. But the thing is, they are, what's his name? This one Sunday, Sterling. I watch him. He's a psychic. He's a very good psychic. He says that animals are a part of the angel kingdom. In other words, they're not angels, but they're not in the same place that we are. They're not this, they're not human. I understand that the rainbow bridge that we usually know about that animals cross when they die is one that we can't cross, and they come over the bridge by themselves to see us. And they can, and they visit in dreams, as do your family or friends. Whoever you miss will come visit you in dreams. It is easier for them to do that. My cousin comes frequently. Lots of family come. Harry has it too. It is definitely easier for them. The same thing is true with animals. I don't know what else to tell you. The animals are with us to help us learn. And that's really it. Please push the buttons. It won't affect you in any way, but it helps me. And I hope you'll come back. I hope this is of interest to you. If you have any comment, please let me know you can one here if it's possible, or on spiritsbyjaynee@gmail.com. I'm having my website made. It's taking forever, but they're making it, and you'll be able to talk to me on there pretty soon, I hope. And that's it. This is a pleasure. I really love doing this, and I hope that you benefit in some way. Thank you. And I do readings. I forgot. Yes, I do readings. I can usually see the future, but not the long-term future. It's always what's in that moment, what's going to happen, which could change. It can always change. So I do see the future a little bit. I see the person. I can read. I can talk to any spirit, and I do. And I do remotes, and they're just interesting. I can see people at home and see what they're thinking and what they're doing. I don't generally do that except for famous people like politicians, or really somebody like that who we're counting on. But it depends on you. So I do readings too. So I hope I hear from you. Thank you again. Thank you. Take care. Have a great evening or a great morning or whenever you're seeing this. Good night now.